So you want to know if you can actually make money using print on demand? Well, here's the truth. Let's find out. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the studio. My name is Kenji, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm here to teach you and guide you on how you can grow your clothing business online. Today, I'll be talking about the truth, aka my own experiences with platforms like Printful, Printify, and Awkward Styles, which are all print-on-demand suppliers. So first off, what is POD? Well, POD stands for print on demand. And as the name implies, it means that the items are made on demand and you don't have any inventory. Kind of like drop shipping. And what's awesome about this is when you open an account, it's completely free. So it doesn't cost anything for you to start. It doesn't cost anything for you to look at the catalog, see what the websites offer. So it's a great way to just kind of gauge what they have before you make any decisions. This allows you to drop ship items that you don't have access to on your own, and you can brand it any way you want using logos, graphics. Sometimes there's even embroidery. Websites are now offering DTF instead of just DTG. So the possibilities are pretty endless, and it's really exciting to see how this is all growing. So a bit of background of how I started using POD. Last year when I was working at my other merchandising company, I noticed that they were actually using a lot of POD, such as Guten and T-Launch. And I looked into those platforms, wasn't a big fan of it, but it wasn't my decision to use it, so whatever. And I started looking up Printful because I know Printful has been around for quite a bit. And before, I thought it was some crappy POD site. And I was pretty wrong when I saw my first sample. It was an embroidered hat. I'm gonna show you right here on the video, but I was really impressed with the quality, and I couldn't believe that this was made on demand, because typically when you order a hat that's embroidered, you have to pay for the blank, shipping, and also digitization. And the digitization was actually kind of what got me hooked, because it was only like $6 compared to an industry standard of 35 or 50, which is kind of a lot just for embroidery of one color. So after that one sample, I started ordering a bunch more just to see what the capabilities were. So I get to test the garments, test the quality of the prints and the fit, and also have a sample that I can photograph if I was gonna sell it. So I just started getting a little bit hooked on this process, and I just wanted to share you how I use POD, why I think it's good, some disadvantages, and why it could potentially help you grow your business. So why POD? Well, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages. But first, let's talk about the good stuff. So the biggest advantage, as we all know, is no stock, no MOQs, no inventory. It's just you and your mock-ups online. And when you sell, you make a sale and you collect money on that, but you don't have to hold any inventory. And this is really powerful, because if you're starting a business and you're growing to a point where there's actually a lot of stuff in your apartment or house, and it's just kind of one of the growing pains that I'm dealing with currently. My apartment is obviously a place that I live at, but I also work in it 24/7. So I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. And the more my business grows, the more boxes, the more shelves, the more items that are starting to take up the space. And yeah, it's a good problem to have, but I also would like to not live around these boxes. So it's a great way to keep that from happening, because once your inventory is handled by someone else, you don't have to deal with it. And that's, I think, one of the biggest perks of doing POD is you don't have any inventory. So that's number one. And we can't forget how awesome the ranges are. These catalogs are so big, like sometimes I can't even scroll through the whole thing without just giving up, because there's so many different items. Obviously, you're not gonna use every single item on there, and most of them are kind of whatevers, but you just gotta find what works for you. I usually look for shirts that are comfort colors, hoodies that are independent, and jackets if they offer any. There's usually Champion anoraks and stuff like that, which is like pretty decent quality, so it's always worth looking into. And I personally really like Printful, because Printful offers DTG, embroidery, and I think they also offer DTF now. I haven't tested out the DTF, but the embroidery aspect was really big for me. And on top of that, if you have any seasonal products you want to drop, like Christmas ornaments or Valentine's Day related goods or St. Patrick's Day, a lot of holiday stuff, it's always nice to use POD, because that way you don't have to take the risk of ordering 72, 100, 144, whatever the MOQs may be, and you get to make niche products with your logo on it. Versus if you go through a manufacturer, I can guarantee you they're not gonna make you a custom shot glass for less than like 100 units, because that's not worth their time. So it's a good way to test out your products before you order in bulk. And that's something I wanna touch upon a little bit later. This is one of my favorite things about POD, is it's really easy to keep track of your profit, because the money goes in and the money comes out, and it's very transparent. You only pay for what you sell, and you only earn on what you sell. So when you look at your accounting, it's very straightforward. You're just gonna have whatever sells, and then typically they give you a price breakdown of your profit, and that's literally how much you make per sale. So it's very easy to keep track of how much you're making, versus when you order in bulk, you might have an invoice that's on net 30, net 90, whatever the timeline may be, or you have it on a credit card or something like that, and then you have to calculate your profit based on your cost of goods, your marketing expenses and all this. So it's just an easier way to keep track of how much money you're actually making per sale. So I really like that aspect of it. And probably the biggest thing of all is you get to mitigate your risk. I talk about risk mitigation a lot because I think that's the key of growing a business, especially when you're just starting and you're putting your hard-earned money into your own business that doesn't necessarily turn a profit very quickly. So mitigating risk is everything when you first start. And what I mean by this is you're putting $0 in, and it doesn't get any better than that. If you buy inventory, let's say you bought 100 shirts of your new and dope logo because you think it's gonna be so sick and it's gonna make hell sales, and turns out no one knows your brand, no one buys your drop except for maybe 3 friends, thank God for them. But you dropped a product that flopped. So what do? Now you have 97 shirts that are on the website that's not moving. Every time you wake up and you go to your desk, you see that box next to you, reminds you of your failure, and you're just kind of like, man, I wish I didn't risk all my money into this one project. And that's what risk mitigation is you're taking the risk out of the decisions that you make so that you can make better decisions. And obviously there's always going to be some sort of risk because nothing is risk-free, but POD is $0 down. So that is pretty much risk-free in my book. And I think it's a great way to just get started so that you can see if you have a demand for your items first. Because a lot of people think they can sell, but once they start selling, they realize that the people who said they're gonna support the fire emojis, all the comments that you got, not a lot of those people are gonna buy your stuff. Like, trust me, I see this all the time on my stuff. But that's why you have to know your audience, you have to know your actual selling power, and that's how you kind of calculate, okay, this product is hopefully gonna do well, and if your confidence is very low, go with POD to see what happens. And then if your POD does well, you can order in bulk and then save some money on your margins that way. And this way your cash flow is always coming in and out, and you can invest in bigger and bigger projects. Kind of like how I got to work on a lot bigger projects last year, which was awesome because I've always wanted to do my own hoodie. Like this one is cut and sew, made overseas. I've done my custom shorts, I've done jerseys now, and it's just like allowing me to do bigger and bigger projects that I always wanted to do. So cash flow is everything, and make sure that you're aware of how much you're making per sale and your monthly revenue and all that stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to bore you with accounting, but just keep that in mind when you're making sales online. So this all sounds great, right? $0 down, unlimited profit potential, but what's the actual disadvantages and risks that you have to take with POD? So first thing is, I think this is on a lot of people's minds, but QA/QC, or quality control. When you have a third party fulfilling your order, you're not sure what's actually gonna be shipped out and arrives at your customer's door. And this is why you have to order samples to make sure that at least you can guarantee that there are good products that come out from this company. And it is still kind of a luck of the draw at the end of the day, but these companies have gotten a lot better at QA/QC. Like, trust me, because I've ordered a bunch from Printful, Awkward Styles, just to make sure that everything looks good. And for the most part, I've been very happy with it. And if I'm not, I'll email them, send them a photo, and they're always more than happy to replace it if it looks bad. So that's why if you sell stuff to your customers using POD, make it very, very clear that if something is wrong or looks like shit, they can email you and you'll give them a refund, or you'll give them a replacement ASAP, because that is more important to have that customer retention and build that brand loyalty, because you don't want to send something that sucks and the customer never comes back to you again. And if you get a 1 or 2 star review when you only have like 4 or 6, like it's gonna put a very bad image of your brand online. So just make sure that customer service is always on point and you fix any problems that come through. This one's actually a big one for me, and it's the limitation of creativity. So what I mean by that is that when I design, I typically design pretty big on a garment. I might do embroidery, print, mix it up a little bit. But with POD, you're kind of set on one or the other. And usually they have a very strict print area, very strict. They're not willing to budge. And also placements, you can't really go outside of the boxes that they provide. So that's kind of a drawback, because I like to kind of push it a little bit and change things up just so my stuff looks a little bit different from everyone else. But with POD, you're kind of limited to whatever that rectangle size is gonna be. So I like to take smaller risks when I design and just make sure that I'm designing specifically for a product that I know they can execute well. And on top of that, usually if they do offer neck labels, they charge like $1 or $2, sometimes even $3 for a neck label, which is crazy because we know how much those cost. Those should cost like less than 50 cents. So that's another drawback, but I just kind of work around it by not using a neck label for my POD products, and it's been fine. I just kind of look at the branding as a little bit different from my premium and classic, like I mentioned before. So I sell all my POD as classics. And this is gonna be a big one for a lot of people, but the margins. So POD margins are very small compared to if you did it yourself. And obviously, because you don't have to hold inventory, you don't have to hire staff, and you're not doing any of the work besides putting it online, it kind of makes sense that your margins are not that big. But obviously with smaller margins, that means you have to sell way more than you would if you had better margin. That's why POD is awesome when you first start off, just to mitigate your risk. So once you start seeing those sales, make sure you have a bulk order in place so that you can recoup all those margins to make sure that you're not losing so much money on your sales. POD is a quantity game. So a lot of people who market really well, that can sell 100 orders a day, they love POD, because even if you make $5 a shirt, 100 orders, that's $500 a day in profit. But just keep in mind that a lot of these people who do POD imagine that they're gonna get sales without any marketing. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you're not gonna just put up a bunch of products, people are gonna flock to your website, and you're gonna make a bunch of sales. There's a lot of effort that goes into driving these sales. And also, most importantly, your designs have to not suck. So those are two things to keep in mind. But it's a numbers game. If you're able to pump the numbers, POD is the way to go. But because I've been in business for 2 years, I have sales data that I can fall back on to just reference and see, okay, last year I did this much in POD, this much in my own products. Can I justify PODing these products, pushing a little bit more money into marketing, and just making up the profit that way? So you need that data, but once you have it, you can always make decisions based on that. And finally are the shipping times. So shipping times for POD is gonna be a little bit longer. I used to ship my items within 24 hours, maybe 48 if at the worst case scenario, but now my shipping times have extended to 4 to 6 business days. And yeah, it kind of sucks because I do wish I could get it out faster. And I do have a split inventory of the POD stuff with my private vendor in LA. And I also have a stock that I hold at my spot. So if someone needs something in priority shipping, I can get it out that same day. And this is something that I just do with my customers, because I know my customer base goes to a lot of music festivals, a lot of concerts, and they start thinking about what they want to wear on Monday, and then they need it by Friday. So I like to get it out by Monday so they can get it by their show on Friday. And that way, they're happy, they might take photos with it, and overall, I just want to create a better experience for my customers. But if you're limited with your POD company, then yeah, it's going to be 4 to 6 business days, which is not the end of the world. I mean, it does take about 10 business days for a customer to get your product, but at the end of the day, as long as you communicate clearly, it doesn't really matter. The only drawback I found with the shipping times was during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and December, because obviously it's holiday season, everyone wants their packages, everyone is shipping every single day. So that was the only time I experienced a little bit of inefficiency, but besides that, it's been really good. So just keep in touch with your provider and make sure they're communicating with you their turnaround times, because that way you can always notify your customers and let them know that, hey, we're taking a little bit longer today, but just know that your product is being worked on and it'll be shipped out ASAP. And customers always like clear communication, so don't forget that. So some key takeaways of this video is, one, I use POD because I'm mainly a designer and I want to spend more time designing, and my website thrives on me dropping new products. At the end of the day, I want to focus on growing my business and I want to focus on designing. And putting more and more time into production is not something I want to do, so that's why POD works best for me. And I can always add more designs whenever I want and just run a sample in about a week or two, and then that way I can list it the next day and start making some sales. And sample running is the most important thing, because if you don't get your sample, you're never going to know what it's going to look like, and you don't want to ship something to a customer if you haven't seen the product before. I mean, that's a huge red flag. Please don't ever do that. Just make sure that you always get a sample. Make sure it's at least like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 if possible, and 10 out of 10, I mean, let's be real, most products even you make aren't not gonna be a 10 out of 10. So make sure that you feel happy with it, and then once it looks good, push it online, make some marketing videos, and hopefully you'll get some sales. And again, if it looks bad, there are ways to fix it. If it's a digitization issue with embroidery, you can always talk to a representative and they'll help you clean it up. If it's a print issue, it might be an artwork problem. And if it's anything else, then it's probably you. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably not meant to be with the product, because not everything can be made just because you can POD it. If it looks bad, don't sell it, and just make sure that if an item does arrive to your customer damaged or incorrect, make sure you fix it with them so that they're happy long term and they'll come back to your store. Another takeaway is you can use POD to test your products before you order in bulk. So like I was saying before, if you're not confident about your products, you can always just order one sample, see if it sells. You can take your pictures, you can wear it outside, get some feedback, and that way you're actually getting some feedback before you sell your product, which is really good to do. So you don't have to spend $500,000 getting bulk inventory. And what I like to do is I'll order a couple of samples, I'll sell it online. And if it starts doing really well, I'll place a bulk production order just so that I can recoup all those margins that I lost on the initial drop. But long term, now I'm making more money per sale and I know that the product can sell. So that's one thing that you can do, is order a POD to test. If it does well, order in bulk. And this is actually one of my favorite things with POD is that you don't have to be there to make the sale. And what I mean by that is that you can be 100% remote and you can actually still make money. And that was really important for me because my business relies on sales, right? So if I go on vacation and I can't ship, then I make $0. But if I go on vacation and I have a POD vendor, then I can still sell even though my margins kind of drop. At least I'm making something every day. And that's what I realized on my trip when I went back home or when I went to Japan, was that having this POD service is so valuable, especially if you don't want to be at your office every single day. And yes, as a business owner, it's so hard because we have to be here every day. We have to show up, we have to design, we have to sell, we have to go on Instagram and post. But now with POD, you can actually step away for a little bit and then come back. And I found that to be really nice because that was the first time in about 2 years when I felt like I had time to relax on my vacation. Even though I was still looking at, my sales, I was looking at Instagram to post, I was making my videos, but I had that little bit of relaxation and it was super nice. So that's something to consider too. Like POD allows you to actually be remote versus if you have a warehouse and you are the manager because you're the one person running the business, you can't go anywhere. So that's, I think, a really, really big positive for POD. So what are your thoughts on print on demand? Has it been good for you? Has it been terrible? Just let me know in the comments. If you want to check out Printful, which is one of the main ones that I use because I can do apparel, accessories, photos, and there's just so many different products I can pick from. I'll have a link in the description below so you can go to the website, check out their catalog, and if things look good, make sure you sign up through my link because that way I get a little kickback if you start ordering. But if you don't, it's all good. It's just a link anyway. And I just want to emphasize that it is free to sign up. So if you want to just check it out, go to the link, see what's good. If you like it, order some samples. If you don't, just move on and go on with the rest of your day. If you found this video to be helpful and you want to support my channel further, I'll have all the equipment and materials lists in the link below. And I'll also leave a link to my web store, which is iCanDoIt.shop, where you can find all the products that I make and design from vision, house, my photos, and I also have consultation sessions available if you want to do a one-on-one with me. And let me know if you want to know more about that because I love doing those. And so far we got 5 out of 5 stars, so we're looking pretty good. And thank you all for stopping by today, and I'll catch you all next time.